Hi, welcome. It's Ange, founder of HolFit.com, and I'm coming at you with this week's Q and Inspiration tip number 2. So kicked off this series last week with Eat a Frog, and I loved reading all of your comments. So if you're new to this series, go back to the HolFit Facebook wall and you can see what I'm talking about. But I basically challenged you to identify what your frog was each day and eat it for breakfast, meaning tackle your heaviest task first thing in the day and build some momentum. So I'm going to have a new tip at the end of this video today. But before we get started, I'm going to go and address 2 questions that came into the Facebook wall, the HolFit Facebook wall. So the first one came from Gwen, and she said, I'd love to hear your tips on traveling and eating a vegan plant-based diet. Any suggestions for supplements and or how to get your fill of greens when it may not be available? We are planning on packing lots of Vega brand products, but we're looking for a variety of options to make sure we get what we need nutritionally. Thanks so much. Okay, cool, Gwen. So most of you know that I was a vegetarian for about 10 years, a vegan for about 5 years. I've just recently started adding in animal products into my diet in small amounts in healthy ways. And if you'd like to know more about that, I'd be happy to answer that in a future video. But first of all, when it comes to traveling, I'm a huge proponent of planning to be healthy when you travel. So when you are going anywhere, figure out what your routes are going to be for restaurants. If you have access to a kitchen, what are going to be your local grocers? Do you live near a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? I'm sorry, will you be staying near a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? So my husband and I went to Vegas last year, I think it was. We stayed at a resort that had a kitchenette. And we went and hopped on the bus down to the Whole Foods. It was one of the first things we did, and we stocked up our fridge. I also packed a little Magic Bullet blender in my suitcase and a little Ziploc bag with my Sun Warrior protein powder. It's my preferred plant-based protein. And then I brought some Amazing Grass, which is another brand, a greens supplement that I like. So I had my little baggies, and then we went to Whole Foods and we picked up some coconut milk and some frozen fruits and bananas, and we were good to go. So we did that every single day for breakfast. We blended up our smoothies in our little kitchenette. So that's one way to do it, is to really plan where you're going to be eating. When I'm traveling, I still try to personally commit to having a big salad and a smoothie every day, and then when we go out for dinner, I let loose. You know, that's when you want to have fun when you're on vacation. So if you can keep to some sort of a plan where you have a good, 80% of your day is good clean eats, you'll be good to go. In terms of supplements, the number one thing I recommend when traveling would be probiotics. It just helps to give you a boost, a stronger immune system, and I always take it and give it to both my kids whenever we are going to be getting on a plane. So it's a really great first line of defense to build up your good bacteria. Okay, cool. So thanks, Gwen, for your question. I'll take another question this week. So the next one comes from Pamela, and she asked, what are your thoughts on coffee? Daily habit okay? Is it good to take a break once in a while? How much is too much? So those of you that know me personally know that I worked in the coffee industry for like 15 years of my life. And I love coffee. Obviously, it's kind of in my blood by this point. I've worked around it for so long. However, there are ways to do it in a healthy way. So I thoroughly enjoy 1 cup every single day, and I try to make it the best kind of coffee that I can. So by that I mean organic, because coffee is one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the world for pesticides. So you want to make sure you're buying organic, and then you might want to care about things like fairly traded coffee, maybe more local coffee. If you are a decaf drinker, stay away from conventional decaf coffees. You want to make sure it is Swiss water processed, because decaffeinated coffees are typically treated with a ton of chemicals. So Swiss water process is one way to make sure that you're not getting all that junk in your coffee. In saying that, I buy a really good organic bean, and I like to grind it fresh in the morning. I actually this morning on my Instagram posted a little video of me grinding up my coffee with my French press. So I am an advocate of it. I think when it is used properly, so I like to use it pre-workout. Helps to just pick up my energy levels a little bit, and then I don't have it the rest of the day. So I like to sip on green tea if I'm going to have something with a little bit of caffeine in it. Otherwise, I enjoy herbal or rooibos teas throughout the day. So be really aware of that it is going to cause a bit of a stress release in your body. So you don't want to be having it, I would say, after 3 o'clock or after a workout. So time it before your workouts. So I hope that answers your question, Pamela. Okay, so for this week's Inspiraction tip, I am challenging you guys to make the most of the last few weeks of summer. So this week, I want you to pull out your calendar and I want you to schedule in a couple of really fun, summery things to do for the remainder of August, because time is ticking away. And, you know, maybe this is going to take the form of looking at your city's website and finding cool events like movies in the park, or going out to a farm and picking berries. I just did this today with my daughter and a few friends. It was just great to be out picking local berries. We came home with 2 pounds of blueberries and it was fun for the girls. And, you know, we've got some other things planned as a family. We're going to get out for some bike rides every day before dinner, so set a new routine. So that's your challenge. I want you to think of some summery things to do, plan them in your calendar, because what gets scheduled gets done. So you feel like you do some good living the last few weeks of summer. All right, I'll be back next week. Thanks for your questions. Keep them coming, and let me know how you do with your challenge this week.
When you're out there doing what you're doing, are you just